Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Janelle Veronica and I post makeup videos twice a week on Wednesdays and on Saturdays. So if you absolutely love your makeup, make sure that you subscribe and join the family here in Makeup Land. Today's makeup is going to be a nice, cute, sultry, full coverage makeup look. I want the base to be nice and matte, nicely highlighted with the concealer, and yeah, so that's the vibe that we're going to go for today. Recently I picked up the Juvia's Place Nubian Earth eyeshadow palette. This is what the palette looks like. Such a nice pretty neutral. I love a neutral eyeshadow palette. So we're going to work with this bad boy today to create the eyeshadow look. It's the Juvia's Place Nubian Earth. This palette came out earlier this year and I only just picked it up recently. So this is what I'm going to be using. Obviously, I'm going to sprinkle in some other makeup to pull a full face together to get glam. So yeah, with that said, let me get to priming and let me get some makeup on my face. For my primer today, I'm going to go in with my Fenty primer. This is the Fenty Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Primer. I'm just going to work that into the skin. This primer goes on like a moisturizer. I love the way how this smells. It has a nice subtle sweet scent to it, not too strong or overpowering. It's such a pleasant smell, and as you can see, it blurs the pores, blurs the complexion. I really like that primer. Now that we're all primed, I'm going to go in with foundation. For my foundation today, I'm going in with a Maybelline foundation. It's one of my favorites from the drugstore. It's the Maybelline Superstay Active Wear. It's up to 30 hours of wear. Absolutely love this. And the shade that I'm going in with is 360 Mocha. Just going to go in with my finger and dot that all over the face. To blend that out, I'm going in with my Real Techniques Miracle Sponge, and we're just going to start to punch that foundation in. Alright guys, foundation all blended out. I'm going to move on to concealer, and I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear More Than Concealer. Today I'm going to go in with the shade 415 Honey. Normally I would go in with the shade 420 Cocoa if I want a more subtle highlight, but I want the face to be a little bit more highlighted today, so I'm going in with 415 Honey. So under the eyes, my mustache. This concealer is so creamy, nice and full coverage, just the way how I like it. A little bit on the forehead, down the bridge of my nose to highlight that area, and a little bit on my chin. Now, as usual, I'm going to let my concealer dry down so that I get fuller coverage, and I find I have to do less blending out of the concealer, and I'm going to use that time to contour. Normally for contour, I go in with my black opal stick foundation, but I picked up the Juvia's Place shade stick in the shade Catsina, so I'm going to use that to contour today. So on the cheekbones and around the forehead. That looks like a lovely contour shade. Love it, love it, love it. I'm going to go in with my BH Cosmetics number 3 brush and start to push the cheekbones upwards, blending out that contour. Alright, so that blended out so easily. I always like to push the cheekbones upwards so that the face looks nice, the cheekbones look nice and sculpted. Working the forehead backwards into my hairline. Alright, I absolutely love that as a contour. I don't go too dark with my contour. A nice subtle contour is what I like. I'm going to go in now with my callus sponge. Let me just make sure I get the excess water out of it. And I'm going to start at my chin and blend that concealer out. Down the bridge of my nose. Onto the under eye. Alright, nice. That blended out so easily, and as you can see, it's drugstore, but it's a nice full coverage concealer. And as I said, the shade that I went in with today is 415 Honey. I'm going to set my concealer now down before it's, well, I don't really crease when I blend my foundation, when I blend my concealer out, but I still like to go in immediately and set it. For my setting powder, I'm going in with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder in the shade Banana Bread. I'm going to dip my sponge into the powder, dab the excess off on the back of my hand, then go in and really press that powder into melt. I find I like a sponge to press my powder in. I find sometimes with a brush it just sits on top of the concealer and doesn't really set it, it doesn't really melt into it. Alright, look at how that powder just melted in. You don't get any flashback. The under eyes are looking so smooth. I'm just going to set down the bridge of my nose where I highlighted. Alright, and if you really want a good setting powder, definitely give the Huda Beauty powder a try. It is one of the best on the markets. I absolutely love that. I love that. I love the Laura Mercier one as well in Honey, and the Fenty Beauty setting powder in Honey. I also like the Juvia's Place powder in the shade Gobi to set my concealer down as well. Those are like my top 4 powders. Now I'm going to set the rest of my face, and I'm going in with my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Pressed Powder in 365 Nutmeg. Around the forehead. For my bronzer today, I'm going to go in with my Juvia's Place bronzer. This is the dark kit, and I'm going with the darker shade for my bronzer. And I'm going in with my Ashley Lee P04 brush. So we're just going to warm up the cheekbones. Around the forehead as well, you know, for that nice sun-kissed bronzed look. I just love bronzer. I'm going to tap in to the lighter shade and use that to just sculpt my nose out. I'm going with the lighter shade because I like my nose sculpting to be very, very subtle. Alright, nice. Base is done. Let me do my brows quickly off camera just to save a little bit of time, and come back and get into the eyeshadow look. Alright guys, so brows are done. I went ahead and primed my lids for the eyeshadow. To prime my eyes, I went in with the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer, the matte finish. I like this. It's affordable, comes in a big tube, and I don't have to set it with any translucent powder. And the shade that I'm going with is Deep Olive. Now, as I said, for the eyeshadow, I have the Juvia's Place, the Nubian Earth eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like. We have some beautiful shimmers, some champagnes, some gold shimmers in the palette, some nice neutral matte shades, some browns. So I'm just going to jump in and create an eye look. I'm going to start by going into this deep brown in the corner of the palette, and I'm going to run that through my crease and on the outer V of the eye. I am going in with a Morphe M434 blending brush. This color is very, very deep, so it's really going to define the eye and give the eye that nice sexy look. I love a nicely defined crease and outer V, but we will blend it out and soften it a little bit with another shade. Alright, and as you can see, I blended it all the way from the outer edge of the crease to the inner corner of the crease of the eye. This color is a nice strong color. It looks almost like black. I'm going to tip into this. It's like a cream with a hint of brown in the palette. This shade right there on the other corner of the palette, and just use that to soften the edges of that first shade. Alright, so I am happy with that blend. For my lid shade, I'm going to go in with this gold in the top row. That looks so pretty. And I'm going in with an e.l.f. flat shader brush. Alright, that such a pretty gold shimmer shade. Just going to go back in with the dark brown, the crease shade. Reblend the outer V of the eye and a little bit into the crease, you know, just to make sure everything is nicely blended. But I only used a little bit. I just dabbed my brush in since it's such a dark color, because I still want it to look, you know, soft. I'm also going to use the dark brown that we have going on the crease, on the lower lash line as well. For the inner corner, I'm going to go in with this. It's like a champagne silvery shimmer shade in the palette, and I'm going to use that to highlight the inner corner. Alright, so nice. We are done with the eyeshadow palette. Let me pop. Lashes are really going to bring this look together. I find lashes just make an eye look pop. So let me put my lashes on. For lashes, I'm going to go in with the Eylure London Definition Lash Full and Bold Style 126. Alright guys, so lashes are on and I look so cute. So cute. As I said, lashes just really bring out an eyeshadow look, especially if you're going in with something a little bit more dramatic and like shimmer on the lid and a dark crease color. So pretty. I'm going to put my blush on now and I'm going to keep it very subtle with the blush. This is the MAC Sheertone blush in the shade Pinch Me. It's like a nice rosy mid-tone pink. Nothing too bright. And this is my Real Techniques 400 blush brush that I'm going in with. Alright, nice. It's time to perfect the under eyes. So I'm just going to dip into some of that Huda Beauty powder with my Morphe M554 tapered paddle brush. So I'm going to dip into that powder, shake the excess off, and go in and really press that powder in to perfect the under eye. Blend it nicely into the blush as well. For my setting spray today, I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay All Nighter Long Lasting Makeup Setting Spray. Now I'm going to let that setting spray dry down, but while it dries down, I'm just going to work on my lips. Going in with the Morphe lip pencil in the shade or in the color Trendsetter. It's a nice rich brown shade. Alright, I have this new lipstick from Colored Rain. It's a satin lipstick. It is a brown lipstick and it is so sexy. So sultry. I love it. Let me just get it out. The color is called Boudoir. And look at that. That is such a beautiful brown shade. It almost looks like a deep burgundy, like a brownish burgundy-ish color. I'm going to lighten up the center, however, and do an ombre lip. This is the LA Girl Matte Flat Velvet Lipsticks in the shade Snuggle. No, I'm not feeling the vibe with the eyeshadow and that lighter shade, so I'm just going to stick to the brown lipstick. Alright guys, and that is the makeup look all complete. This brown lipstick is pulling more plum, but I think it looks cool. I think it looks okay, so I'm just going to work. I'm not going to change it again. I'm going to work with it today. Perhaps I would have liked something a little bit more cool toned. It looked a little bit more cool toned in the package, but we can't all be perfect. and I'm not going to change it again. So yeah, it looks nice and sultry. Alright guys, so I hope you guys like the makeup. If you do, don't forget to drop me a thumbs up, comment, tell me if you like the lipstick, tell me if you prefer something a little bit more cool tone. You know, as I said, I wanted to go for a matte complexion today, matte, full coverage, sultry makeup look, and I think we have achieved that. Alright guys, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. I would love to have you here in Makeup Land. The official channel name is Janelle Veronica, but I affectionately refer to it as Makeup Land. Alright guys, so until next time, I want you to have a fabulous week as always. Be fantastic wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.